Canto 2, Chapter 6 is a Purusha Sukta that we are doing. And we had completed till verse 31. Now, Brahmaji is talking about how the Vidhi Vidhan happens. That means he is performing a yajna. For yajna, he has to take all ingredients from the body of the Lord. That is Sri Krishna's body. Because remember, everything is within him, as we say, the whole world, the whole universe, the creation, everything is within the Lord. So where are you going to get the things from? At the end of the day, you are still going to take it from the divine Lord himself. And he has been gracious enough to offer those things. So whatever the leaves, flowers and everything are from within his being. This is what we understood. So he said that all material manifestations of the universe are therefore situated in his powerful material energies. That means what? His material energies are there, the Prakriti aspect. The Prakriti aspect of the Lord. Now today we are going to define 3-4 different things. First one is Sri Krishna himself. Number 2, we are going to define Narayana. Number 3, who is the Mahavishnu avatar and who is the Vishnu avatar. So these are different avatars which we are going to talk about. These are these manifestations. This is how things have worked out. So we need to have an idea about how they are placed. So today we will learn a little bit on that. So he says, Narada is being told by his father, Brahmadev, that everything comes from him and he is the eternal affinity of the material mode. So basically it's like taking a leaf from him and giving it back to him. He's his own leaf. So his own garden, we are plucking flowers and giving it back to him. So it's very funny over here if you actually look at it. But that is how it is. We don't own anything. We are just creatures which we have been created. So any offering that is there is from his garden only. So when we offer something to God, think like that I am offering what he has given to me and what he has said, now offer this back to me. That is how it is. Alright. So now we are going to do the further 32 verse onwards. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam Purusha Sukta. This is Canto 2, Chapter 6, verse 32. By his will I create, Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself in his eternal form as Sri Krishna maintains everything. He is the powerful controller of the three energies. Now here, this is a scripture which gives predominance to Sri Krishna's, the Vishnu avatars and all those. So the mention is like this, that there are three entities which have got created. That is Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. Now these three entities have specific jobs. That means Brahmaji's job is to create, Vishnu's job is to sustain, and the third person is Shiva. His job is to destroy. So these are the three things that have been designated to these different forms. And everything comes from this Sri Krishna alone. Now, like I said, how do these three energies come about? They are energies, they are power potencies. If I say Brahmaji is a man or a human kind of, no. This is a power potency. They have powers. See, if I look at certain objects in nature, the appearance is like that. Now, if I say, what is the appearance of an atom bomb? Now, you will say the atom bomb looks like a missile kind of a thing, that long pencil-like structure and no. You are showing me what is it inside. What is inside that. I'm not interested in knowing what the covering is. It's like us. We are only a covering. What we are called the eternal soul. Please remember this. This body is just a form. Like tomorrow, if I want, I can take a form of a dog. I will be called a dog just because the body of a dog is taken? No. See, with my Gurudev, you will find that there is a cow behind him, and then there are 4 dogs. They're always around him. Now, if I look at the dogs, you will say, oh, these are dogs which are following Dattatreya. No, 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 no. They have been given a designation. They have been said to be the Vedas. The Vedas are in the forms of dogs. They are following. But do you mean to say that the dogs are Vedas? No, no, no. So in a similar manner, you have a body. And just because the body has a form, just because you have some name, doesn't mean you are that. You are that soul. Okay? Jivatma as we call him. And in a similar fashion, the 3 deities which got created, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, these are 3 potencies. They have potencies, power. Each power has been given some kind of a job. Do this. Like Brahmaji's job is one. Shiva's job is another. Vishnu's job is another. So everybody has been given some functionality, some job. You also have the same, isn't it? You have, if you are a man, if you are a woman, so different functionalities and different jobs. Your body itself defines it. Secondly, you may be of a certain age. If you are a child, then you have a different personality. When you grow up, that becomes different. And you may become a husband, a wife, whatever, depending on how the potency is within you. Now, the power potency is something which we have to understand today, and that is the reason why this is being defined just now. So first, remember there are 3 of these divinities, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. And Sri Krishna is the powerful controller of all the 3 energies. Now we go to the next verse 33. My dear son, whatever you inquired from me, I have thus explained unto you, and you must know for certain that whatever there is, either as a cause or effect, both in the material and the spiritual world, is dependent of Sri Krishna alone. So please understand one thing. Everything is dependent on one only. Whatever that is happening in this world, we have learned this very, right from our childhood. Even the leaf moves by the will of God. Have we learnt it or no? God is everywhere. Even a leaf that moves around is moving by the will of God. We say these words, but actually we don't understand what we say. Our ego comes in the way and we say, no, I did this, I did this, I did this. We attribute it to the object. See, if I say, the ripe mango fell from the tree. If I say the ripe mango fell from the tree. Or the tree dropped the mango. See, did you see? We attribute it to the tree. Tree is an object. The mango dropped, that is also an action. The tree having a mango, which is not its own will. Please understand, it doesn't have a will of its own. The mango got created. It happened there. It dropped also by the nature. That is the divine Lord's potency. Did you understand? Think about it like this. You put up flowering plants or you put up fruits, plants all over the place. Have you noticed that they may not give any flowers? They may not even give any fruits. Even the crops that you sow in the fields may not even give you the crops that are there. They may get destroyed because of incessant rains or because of drought or something like that. Maybe because the birds come and eat it away. Anything is possible. Now you think about it. How does that work? Can you guarantee that that is going to be there? There is no way. Human beings plan their life. I want to do this, I want to do this, and I want to do this. You can keep on planning as much as you like. Is it going to happen? Is it there in your hands that exactly that thing will happen? You may be in love with some girl or a boy. As a youngster, you might have been in love with some girl or a boy, and you were thinking, I'll get married to this girl or this boy. And suddenly, out of the blue, something happens. And when that something happens, there is no way you were aware of it. You were not even going to say that, oh my God, this is something happened, You may say, I am not responsible. That is the truth. You are not responsible. Many years ago, there was a disciple of mine. And this disciple was so adamant and so sure of being with me. I said to this disciple, no, you don't understand. It is not in your hands to be with me. You can never be. And then I told this person, you are going to abuse me. And after you abuse me, you are going to call me names and you are going to try to say a lot of bad stuff about me. And then one fine day, you will disappear. This happened. Now, was that person aware of this? No, they were so sure that I am going to be with you forever. No, not at all. Nobody can guarantee anything over here in this world, because everything happens by the will of God. Everything happens by the will of God. Human beings can keep on trying for a child, young couples, they keep on thinking that I'll have a baby, I'll have a baby, I'll have a baby. And many years go by and still they don't have. And they can try whatever things that they want to do, but things, if they are not going to happen, they are not going to happen. It is the will of God. Please remember this. And that is why in this verse it says, both material and spiritual world is dependent on Sri Krishna alone. Nobody can, say this is what is going to be, because everything is the will of God. Now, this will of God is extremely powerful. Sri Krishna wields this power. Nobody on this planet earth, nobody which is a born entity, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh included, or anybody for that matter, they cannot even move their fingers without him saying so. That means without the orders or without these permissions from the Lord. And that is why you must know for certain what there is dependent on, everything is dependent on Sri Krishna alone. This is verse 33 of the Purush Sukta from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter 6. This has given us a very clear understanding that the final controller is Sri Krishna himself. Now let us move to verse 34. O Narada, because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Hari, with great zeal, whatever I say has never proved to be false. Nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred, nor are the senses ever degraded by temporary attachments to matter. In this verse, Brahmaji is explaining something very beautiful. He is saying, no untruth can come to me. I will not speak any untruth, because my two hands are holding the feet of Sri Krishna. Did you understand? When somebody is a devotee of Sri Krishna, he is so much devoted to the Lord, and when he holds on to the feet of Sri Krishna, no untruth can come from him. Think on those lines. Today, when you are in the material world, every day man says a lot of untruthful things. There are lots of uncertainties, there are lots of issues in this world. And many a times they have to say, oh, I said like this or I said like that. They are not able to say the truth at all. Why? Because they are not holding the feet of Sri Krishna. Did you understand? A person can speak whatever they want to and it can be complete falsehood. Because they are not holding the feet of Sri Krishna. Whatever that you say, if you are holding on to him, is always going to be the truth. Nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred. So the mind also progresses accordingly. Think like this. Till the time you are independent. Okay? What is independence? Let us say you are a bucket. Alright? When you are a bucket, you have to get filled from the tap. Agreed? So when you think of yourself as a container, you are going to get filled and you have limitations in your life. Everything is a limitation. Suppose the bucket contains 25 liters of water. Can you fill 26? No. Can you control anything in that? No. You can just fill the water and take it away. What is it that Brahmaji is saying? He is saying, why are you becoming an independent container? Why not become a pipe which is connected to the tap? Did you understand? The moment you are connected to the tap, or not even to the tap, to the pipe itself, you become one with it, isn't it? You are no longer independent container. You are the one which is called the conduit. Conduit is a supplier of all the goodness in the world. So you are a pipeline which is going to now give water to everybody. This is a difference. The difference between normal human beings and the sages and the saints is this. Human beings consider themselves as independent entity. They think that they are separate from God. Whereas these divine people, the sages, the saints, the gods and all, they are one with the Lord. They do not feel the difference. And that is the reason why their progress is determined by the Lord. When the tap is open, the water will flow, correct? You understand? But the same thing is not true for the bucket. The bucket is different. The tap is different. The pipe is different, correct? Nor are the senses ever degraded by temporal attachment to matter. See, our senses are so much attached to objects. The objects are there or not there does not matter. Think like this. Are there objects there in front of you? You may have and you may get attracted to the object. But the object may not be in front of you. And yet you might be attracted. The same thing is there for repulsion also. If there is a person in front of you you don't like, you are repulsed by that person. And in a similar manner, just by thinking about a person, you are repulsed. Both these cases happen, isn't it? So what does it tell you? Your mind and your senses are attracted to objects, or they are repulsing some objects. They attract or they repulse. Both the things happen. And this is constant with material worldly persons. Material worldly people are so much engrossed in the material world that they have heavy likes and dislikes. They are so much afraid. They have anxiety. They have fear. They have everything coming to them. Whereas one thing which they forget is nobody. They are not even the controller of anything. Many a times people are afraid. I don't have any money. I don't have a house. I don't have a place to stay. I don't have relatives. My children are not there with me. How many things a person talks? I don't have a job. You understand all these things? The person is very much afraid. They are attracted or repulsed by these things, by their senses and their mind. In this verse, what is Brahmaji saying? He is saying, because I have caught the feet of the Lord, my senses are degraded by temporary attachment to matter. These senses which are degraded by matter are no longer effective. That means I override my senses. I do not get attracted by my senses or by my mind. And that is the reason why we have to continue to worship the Lord. The one way which is being mentioned by a great sage, how do you overcome the mind? This thing is very, very strong, The mind is so strong, nobody can overcome it. What are we supposed to do? We are supposed to focus on an object. Dharana. I just have to focus on that object. That object can be Sri Krishna's feet. Does not matter. Like Brahmaji says over here, I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord, Sri Krishna. It is dharana. He is literally immersed in the feet of the Lord. He is not thinking about anything else. He has got so many eyes, isn't it? He has got 4 heads in 4 directions, 8 eyes total. The eyes can see whatever they want to. The ears are there so many. He can hear everywhere. All these things are visible to him, audible to him. He can feel it. He can do everything. And yet, his complete attention is at the feet of Sri Krishna. And that is the reason why his senses or sense objects or even the mind cannot disturb him. This is written in the scriptures. Mind is very powerful, cannot be controlled. But by taking all the senses within you, push them inside. You don't have to see anything outside. You don't have to hear anything from outside. Pull your senses within. And you do it quite often, Many a times I say some words to people, they can't hear it. I tell them openly, do this. They are not even listening to it. What have they done? They have shut down that sense of theirs. Listening is a very big action, no? You got to listen. I guess 99.9% of the people never will listen to anything. Because their mind is talking. Well, you have to shut the mind as well as the senses. You have to push them inwards and then focus on this one object called the feet of the Lord. Got it? This is what the verse says. We go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, verse 35. Although I am known as the great Brahma, perfect in disciplic succession of Vedic wisdom, and although I have undergone all austerities, and am an expert in mystic powers and self-realization, and although I am recognized as such by the great forefathers of the living entities, who offer me respectful obeisance, still I cannot understand him, the Lord, the very source of my birth. Here, Brahmaji is saying his inability to understand Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna can never be understood by anybody. Why? Because you have to know he is the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord. How much can you know about him? If he is the repository of the entire Vedas, do you know even V of Veda? I don't think so. You don't know anything on the Vedas. I don't know. This body has absolutely no idea about the Vedas. Okay? If you are saying Sanskrit, I don't know Sanskrit also. So then what are we talking about? So if you look at yourself, Brahmaji is saying that it is impossible to know the Lord. So if you say, I know, nobody can know. This is a very, very important statement. Brahmaji is often given that idea, you are the greatest. See how people talk about it. You are that great Brahmaji. Okay. Now imagine, his wife is Saraswati. That means he is literally sitting on the knowledge, isn't it? You agree with me? He is sitting on the knowledge. He knows how to manufacture. He knows how to create. He knows so many things he knows. Perfect in disciplic succession to the Vedic wisdom. The Vedas were passed on to him. So he knows how to pass them on further. That means he is knowing the Vedas also. Doesn't that tell you so much? The Vedas, they are literally, if you seen Brahmaji's figure, like if you have seen his image in any picture, have you seen him holding some books in his hand? Kamandalu is there, and the Japamala is there. In one hand there is the books. What makes you think he doesn't know? He is a knowledge repository. Because he is a knowledge repository, everything is within him. And that is the reason why we cannot understand. Everybody says, oh, you know everything, Brahmaji. No. Although I have undergone austerities, Brahmaji is the one person who is continuously doing austerities. He is the son of the Lord. He has come from the navel, you know that. He sits in constant meditation. All his four faces are in constant meditation on the Lord. So he is doing so much of tapascharya as we call him, continuously. Even Shivji does. You have heard about it, isn't it? He is also doing. Brahmaji is also doing tapascharya. And even his children are born out of tapas only, no? That is the reason why they are like that. He is not doing anything. Basically from his mind everything got created. From his mind. Just by thinking about it, he can create objects. In a similar manner, what he says, I have undergone all austerities. All mystic powers and self-realization is within me. Whatever magic you want, all the mystic powers that are required for creating to everything is within me. I know about all these things. You always say, I know this, Brahmaji knows this, Brahmaji knows this, isn't it? And yet, self-realization is something which I know, because I am a person who has knowledge of self-realization. And although I am recognized as a great forefather of all living entities, I am the one who created everything. So I am called the forefather, isn't it? I am not grandfather also. I am the earliest one, the number one, you can say. All right. Who offer me respectful obeisance, still I cannot understand him. Even after so many eulogies that you have given, that you are the great one, you are this, you are that. Sir, even after knowing everything, I still do not have any knowledge of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is impossible to know. There is no way of predicting what is going to be the case. Do you understand? There is no way of knowing. We can keep on dreaming about different things. I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do that and I want all kinds of things. And yet nothing happens. A case in point is, in the last month we were supposed to go to a place called Kamakhya. Now, prior to that we were supposed to go, but then the temple was closed. Last month we were supposed to go. We could only go up to Kolkata. We couldn't go beyond. There is no power on that earth, which will say you can come over there. No. If the goddess doesn't want you to come, we can't go over there. Nobody can go. Why is it so? Now, if I have to tell you the reasoning, it is going to be taking an entire satsang time. You are not entitled for it. Can you understand that much? No. Don't go and poke your nose in places where you are not supposed to. Many a times people think, Guruji, I want to know this. Guruji, I want to know that. I have to look at them and tell them, please don't ask me stupid things. I will only give you that which you can digest. Rest of the things please don't take also. It's not important. Why? Because that is what you are entitled for. You can't have all the yogas in your pocket. Nobody can. Little bit of knowledge, even a pencil, tip also of a pencil is all that you may have. That also you can say, I don't have that much also. Shankaracharya himself said these words, I don't have the knowledge. Remember that? He also said these words, where do I have the knowledge? His disciples were praising him. He's saying that you are the greatest. You are Adi Shankaracharya. You are the avatar of Shiva. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody was praising him. He told his disciple, take this sieve and go and bring some water from there, from the river. Now the disciple is looking at his guru and saying, this is stupidity. How can I take a sieve and get water from the river? The water will drop down, isn't it? So, but yet because Guru's Adesh is important, so he goes near the river and dips the sieve and tries to lift water from it and bring it. So the Guru is sitting at a distance along with other disciples and he is not able to do anything. He can't get even a few drops of water. This happens 2-3 times. Then Shankaracharya tells him, do one thing. Take your hand, go dip it little bit and bring that water. So the disciple goes and by the time he lands up over there near the Guru, all the water has gone off. It's flown through his fingers. Nothing is left, very little maybe. So he says, now turn your hand like this and drop on my hand something. So only 1 or 2 drops fall on the hand. He says, can you imagine? This is all the knowledge I carry. That is the Brahma Vaittarani, the river of knowledge, Saraswati. That's knowledge incarnate. I have only 2 drops of it, 1 or 2 drops of it. That's it. So how do you gain knowledge? So he says, now answer is this. Fill this sieve with water. The question is very, very clear. The instructions are very, very clear. Fill the sieve with water. How do you fill the sieve with water? You can't. So he takes the sieve and hurls it in the water. When he throws it in the water, the sieve sinks inside the water. Now do you see it is full of water? So this is how it is. Knowledge can never be got from any outside source. Till you are away from Krishna, nothing is going to come to you. The day you are one with him, it is like the sieve. You have to immerse yourself into him. Then everything will come to you. Otherwise, nothing will come to you. And that is the reason why Brahmaji says these words, that see, I am not having that much amount of understanding about Sri Krishna. Even though I know so much, I just know these 1 or 2 drops of water. Like that. Did you get the point? Therefore, verse 36, it is best for me to surrender unto his feet, which alone can deliver one from the miseries of repeated births and death. Such surrender in all auspiciousness and allows one to perceive all happiness. Even the sky cannot estimate the limits of his own expansion. So what can others do when the Lord himself is unable to estimate his own limits? So what is this point of happiness? The happiness comes only when you immerse yourself in Sri Krishna. He is the repository of Sat Chit Ananda. Know this. I have to immerse myself in the Sat Chit Ananda. Then only I will become Satchidananda. Otherwise, there is no chance. No chance at all. You can just be, I am trying my level best, understanding. Nobody can understand. This is something which is out of bounds of everybody. People, have this habit. Oh, I did your satsang. Really? And by doing the satsang, you think you know me? I don't think you know even an iota of who I am. It is impossible to know. Just because you stay with me doesn't mean that you know me anything in anywhere inside out also. You are looking at a body. The body is not going to show you anything. You are looking at a form. The form is only a representation. There is nothing there. This is the important part. Nobody understands this. You have to immerse yourself in the Divine Lord. Immersing doesn't mean that you have to retain your ego. Destroy that ego of yours. Don't say, I know. Don't say, what's going to happen. People have said this. I remember one person coming and telling me, Guruji, if I have to immerse myself into Krishna, I will become completely bereft. I will have no job left in this world. I don't know what I'm going to do. Who is going to take care of the family and this and that. I said, then why are you bothered about spirituality? Get lost. Go away from here. Think on those lines. What makes you think that you are entitled for it? Just because you seem to be close doesn't mean anything. Think on those lines. Sri Krishna, how many wives he had? 16,108. Okay, how many children he had? Thousands of children, maybe millions, I don't even know. You can keep on calculating. It's quite a lot. And yet, nobody was close to him. His own family was not close to him. Now you say devotee. Who are the devotees that we are talking about? We are talking about Arjuna? We are talking about Uddhava? Whom are we talking about as the greatest devotee? They also cannot be close to him. They will only come for taking lessons. After that, they will be lost in their material world. It is so difficult to merge yourself in that. Kabir was totally merged in him. Tukaram was merged in him. All the great sages and saints, they were lost in him. That is the only reason why they could be like that. That is why they are sages and saints. And with your little effort, you think you are doing some great effort. And you think you know? Nobody can know Krishna. Nobody. He is the secret. Krishna means secret. Nobody can even understand that secret. That is the reason why. But most important thing of all, if you want to get rid of all these nonsensical things in your world, therefore it is best for me to surrender at his feet. Surrender at his feet. Don't do anything else. Don't try to have relations with him. Don't think that you can, I want to be his wife, I want to be his daughter, I want nothing. You can't be anything. Surrender at his feet. His feet are important. Go worship his feet. That's it. Even Brahmaji does it. You are greater than Brahma, is it? No. So just go surrender at his feet. Then only you will be delivered from the miseries of repeated births. This one birth of yours itself is such a painful journey, isn't it? Every day of your life you are suffering. You may be saying, no, Guruji, I don't suffer, I just go to work and I come back and... That is suffering, sir. What? Suffering means what? Suffering doesn't mean that, you are getting tortured in some torture chamber. No. We are not talking of those kind of sufferings. Or maybe you are having loose motion. That is a suffering. We are not talking of any of those things. Suffering means the life itself is a painful thing. Every single day living this life is a misery. So why not get rid of this misery? Why not surrender at the feet of the Lord? So his feet can deliver one from the miseries of repeated birth and death. That is, no rebirths after that. Such surrender is all auspicious and allows one to perceive all happiness. The only way of perception of happiness is when you surrender at feet of Sri Krishna alone. That is it. There is no other option. Please understand this one thing, that we can keep on trying to attain happiness in everything that we do. We want to attain happiness by buying objects. The objects will never give us that happiness. Today I may buy a new car. In 1 month's time it is going to become old. You see, you buy it for say 10 lakh rupees. You try to sell it 1 month later. You won't even get half of that value. Isn't that the truth? You won't even get. They will say, no, it is already sold and I can't buy it. Huh? Isn't it? We are like that. Everything in our life becomes old the moment you acquire it. Acquire anything and you are going to be finished. Think on these lines. You are waiting for your salary to come. At the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, you are waiting. Let the money come, let the money come, let the money come, let the money come. When it comes, you don't even know where it disappeared. Have you noticed it or no? Everything goes away. And then people, they are saying, oh, I want a baby, I want a baby, I want a baby. When the baby comes, that happiness is gone. Then you lead a life of misery. The baby is growing, you are miserable to the core. First, you can't sleep in the night also. Why? Because your timings and his timings is different. He's an American and you are an Indian. When it is daytime for you, it is night time for him. Easy, understand, the world is like this for him. Alright? And then you have so many problems in your life. Loose motions and inoculation and this and that. Oh, nobody thought of it. Nobody thought of it. These kind of miseries are there continuously. Think that I want to study. Even studies are a misery. Today you are in heavy competition with people, no? I can't score. I can't say I got 90% marks. 90% marks is useless people get. You have to have 100% marks or 99 marks. Then only you will get some admission in some fancy college. Otherwise nobody cares. You are competing against the world order now. How difficult it is. And this competition is so fierce. Today it is 7.5 billion. In few years it is going to be 10 billion. Your competition is going to be with more number of people. You can't have many people in the rocket ship, no? You can have just a few. In an aircraft, only some people are accommodated. In a similar manner, in the colleges also, only few will be accommodated. By the time your child, if your child is 4 years, 5 years old, another 15, 20 years old later, you think he is going to compete with some 100 people for his, Harvards or something? Or there may be 100,000 experts in the field. You see, in your time, to get that much amount of mark, you are competing with some X number. Every year it is some growing like nobody's business. And everybody is super intelligent. Please understand this. Today intelligent is super intelligent. If you think your child is a mediocre child, if he is getting 90 marks, he is a mediocre child. Please remember these words. Understand? If your child is getting 90% marks or 85% marks, he is mediocre. And below mediocre is anything below that. Okay? And failures are failures. You can't say anything about them. Now, if your child is getting only 90% marks, do you think he is entitled for Harvards of this world? I just said Harvard, doesn't mean Harvard. Some of the greatest institutes of this world. Do you really think he is capable of even climbing the first ladder? No way. So then what competition are we talking about? And by the way, none of this is in your hands. Can you imagine that? You are still a lula langda in a lachara bechara type of, oh, where am I going? I don't know where I am going. You are driven like this. You are a blind man. Okay? You are trying to see in the world. Oh, where is what? Don't know. So this is the reason why he says we have to surrender to his feet. Surrender to the feet of Krishna. If Krishna wants to make you something great, he will make you. If he doesn't want to make you, nothing in this world will ever happen to you. So, happiness can only be granted by knowing him. So try to be closer to him, try to be at his feet, worship him on a continuous basis, then only you will get happiness. Even the sky cannot eliminate the limit of its own expansion. So what can others? See, today you may think, oh, I know Krishna. What Krishna? What form you know him? You don't know him. He's great. Nobody in this world, nobody in this creation can even know. Forget about even Brahmaji can't know him. There's a story where he visits Krishna and Krishna introduces him to hundreds and thousands of other Brahmajis from different universes. Doesn't you know that story, isn't it? So Brahmaji can't have the ego saying, I am the greatest. No. So that is the reason why don't have the ego, surrender at his feet and do not try to estimate his limits or something like that. I know him, I know what he's going to do. Nobody knows. Alright, so we have come to the end of verse 35, 36 I think, is it? 36, and we will stop over here for today.
Recording stopped.